Why are people returning their Apple Vision Pro? What's wrong with it? What did they do? Why are people returning this thing? I thought it was the best thing yet. I thought it was the greatest. Apple did another one. They did another one. No, that's not the case. I wasn't a fool. I didn't buy one of these things. It looks cool. The idea around it is cool, but almost $4,000 for basically an AR, VR type of headset that is reportedly a little bit heavy on the head. Nah, I wasn't gonna do that. I mean, I have an iPhone, I got a MacBook, and if I want, I can get an iPad. Did I really need an Apple Vision Pro? Do I want to drop almost $4,000 for this device? No, I didn't want to do that, but we have tons of people returning them because they realize what I saw early on. Once you get over that initial nostalgia and that shock factor of, oh man, Apple created something that's revolutionary. You see it for what it is. Not saying it's a bad product. Is it overpriced? Hell yes, it's overpriced. But it's basically a heavy piece of hardware on your face that does everything that your phone or your laptop or iPad does. Is just putting it on your eyes and allowing you to interact with it, via headset. Welcome back to the Ghouls Gaming and Tech channel. As you can see, we're talking about the Apple Vision Pro. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you're new or returning, make sure to hit that like button. It's definitely appreciated. It's the best way that I and YouTube knows you guys enjoy this kind of content. So without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Like I said in the intro, I wasn't gonna be a fool and buy one of these things. For one, the major thing that made me not buy it was the price tag. Almost $4,000 for this Apple Vision Pro. It just wasn't worth it to me. After seeing the showcase of it and what it does, I wasn't sold that I should spend let me emphasize this because I don't think almost $4,000 for a VR, basically a VR AR headset. That is insane. This thing better cook me breakfast. It better log all of my details of what I need to do that day. It better wake me up in the morning. It better go to work for me and put a drone there so I don't have to go there. It better pay my $4,000 they wanted for this thing. Are you insane? And what they showed and what they showcased and what people realize when you get it, all it does is takes the screen of your iPhone, your iPad, your MacBook, puts it in front of you and allows you to move it around. Whip-de freaking do. Hell no, I wasn't spending almost $4,000 for that. Yes, they do have some interesting features like basically completely cocooning you and like a serene kind of environment to make you feel like you're actually there, even though those environments are, at least at this point, prior to any major update, are limited to a certain amount of scenes or scenery that you can not even interact with, that you can just feel like you're at and kind of let you concentrate. So for meditation purposes, yeah, that's great. But am I gonna pay almost $4,000 for that? Hell no. We have some articles here about the guy who bought the first Apple Vision Pro, and then just an article about people returning it. Let's see what they have to say. Right here, we're on fortune.com. Headline says, the guy who bought the first Apple Vision Pro in New York says it's a bit heavy. A bit heavy. That's what everyone's saying. It's heavy. And after having that on for a while, you're getting headache, migraine. It's just very annoying to have on. But it's a bit heavy, and he doesn't use it as much as he expected. That's what I'm saying. It is not practical. Yes, you see videos online going viral, people walking around driving a Tesla with an Apple Vision Pro, walking the streets of New York or wherever with an Apple Vision Pro on. It's a cool gimmicky thing to have, but to spend almost $4,000 for that, no. What you realize is as you go through day-to-day life, you are going to use what we've all got accustomed to, your laptop and primarily your cell phone that does the things that the Apple Vision Pro does without you having freaking goggles, basically skiing goggles, snowboarding goggles on your face all day. You're going to use your phone. You're going to use your laptop. You're not going to be having that on. That is a fun, free time, hobby type of a device. Are you willing to spend $4,000 for something that's fun and for your free time? Me? No. I'm a tech guy, and I thought it was interesting. But after seeing more and more reviews, more and more trailers of it, I just wasn't sold. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm one of one of a few. But I don't know. It just wasn't it for me. But this guy says he isn't returning his device. I guess this is a picture of this guy right here. He was so proud. All the Apple people cheering him on. Yay! You spent almost $4,000 for this device that you're going to get bored with. Or you're not going to use as much as you thought. Yay! Give us money. Tim Cook's like, yeah, baby. Yeah. No, I'm not me. So, needless to say, that guy, the one who bought he was first in line. He stayed in line for hours and hours and hours upon hours to make sure he was the one who got the first Apple Vision Pro. From what he is saying, just by the title, I don't even need to read this article. Just by the title, it's a bit heavy and he doesn't use it as much as he expected. Just by that title alone, that lets you know this thing was overhyped for no reason. I do not recommend you buy this thing thinking it's going to revolutionize the way you operate on a day-to-day basis. Do not. If you're just rich, a millionaire, and you just have the money to blow and you want something fun, cool to say, oh yeah, I got it, then yeah, buy one of these. But if you're a day-to-day hardworking person like me, do not buy this thing. Do not buy it. It's gonna feel like you wasted the money. That money could go down for a down payment, or like a down payment on a house, a car, something like that, your kid's tuition. I don't know, just not for the freaking ski mask goggles, man. No freaking skiing goggles and snowboarding goggles. Don't do it. But yes, aside from this guy, there's been a lot of reports of people returning this device because they just got fed up with how heavy it was, and also kind of realized, man, I just blew almost $4,000 for this thing and I don't even use it that much. We are on notebookcheck.net. Analyst blames users not knowing how to use the Apple Vision Pro for high returns, predicts next-gen mixed reality headset for 2025 production. So the main thing to take back from this title here, and we're going to read a little bit of the article. The analyst is blaming users. So you're trying to tell users how you should use this device. This is a consumer supply and demand type of industry. You cannot tell people how to feel about something that was put out. You got to let it be what it is. If everybody or a lot of people are having the same general interaction with whatever product you put out, it's just what it is. You can't tell them, hey, you're doing it wrong or you're experiencing wrong. Everybody has their own experience. You can't, first of all, you can't tell people how to feel. But anyways, he's saying people not knowing how to use the Apple Vision Pro is the reason for high returns. Yeah, whatever. If they want to return it because they came to a realization of this being unnecessary for the price, and then also say it is because they don't know how to use it. That is not their fault. That is Apple's fault for not making it simple enough for people to figure out, for most people to figure out how to use this thing. From my experience, the Apple Vision Pro is very straightforward. It's not too complicated to figure out. So I think that excuse of people not knowing how to use it is kind of BS. That's just me. But anyways, right here we have an article. After news of high returns broke earlier this month, an Apple analyst. Oh, so this is an analyst for Apple. You're trying to justify why people are returning your product. Like, bro, you can't tell people how to feel about it. It is what it is. An Apple analyst posts that up to 30% of those returns are because users don't know how to set up Apple Vision Pro. Dude, so instead of reporting that, say, hey, we need to do a better job of explaining how to set this device up. From my experience, from what I've seen, it's not difficult to figure out. So I don't think that's accurate. Is he telling the truth or not? Who knows? I don't see the data and I haven't heard the feedback that he's seen, but I highly doubt tons and tons. If you're buying this device, you're either a tech person, you got money like that, or you have kids who want this and you have money like that. You're buying this thing. It's not too many people buying this thing that just don't know how to set it up. And if that is the case, is that enough to make them be like, man, I just spent $4,000 on this. I don't know how to set it up. Here, I'm going to give it back. No, they're going to figure it out. They're going to go to Google. They're going to go to YouTube and figure out how to set this thing up. So if it's because they don't know how to set it up, I think that's not true. But hey, that's just me. The next gen Vision Pro is also predicted to arrive by 2027 and be more efficient then the current version. You're already thinking about a new version in 2027, and you already have a current version out now. So if you have all these plans for this new and improved thing, and this Apple Vision Pro just released like early last month, which is February, try to fix this one. Send out a software update over the air to allow people to set it up easier, something like that. But you're already saying, hey, we know you just spent almost $4,000 on this one. Don't worry about it. We're gonna fix it in the next one. So get the next one, because everything you're complaining about is gonna be fixed in the next one. Well, if that's the case, they're going to return. If they're really that big of an enthusiast, they're going to return the current ones they have now and try to get the newer ones. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of returns if that statement is true for what it is. If we take that as face value, then yeah, you're going to get a lot of returns. But to me, as far as their business model, like, oh yeah, everything you're complaining about, we're going to fix it in the next one. That's kind of pointless of you releasing this one then. And it's so early on, it's only a month and a half in. How can you make that statement when you just released this product? It should be more so, hey, Apple's doing everything they can to fix the problem, make it simpler for users to interface with this device, to set it up, to make for an easier and pleasant experience when utilizing the Apple Vision Pro. That should have been their statement, but they're basically blaming the consumer for not, you're basically saying, hey, you stupid. You don't know how to set this thing up. We made this dummy proof. Why don't you know how to set this up? Come on, Apple, come on. So as we continue this article, it says, despite the initial hype surrounding the Apple Vision Pro, early reports indicated that return rates for the mixed reality headset were high. Now, a report from an Apple analyst that there are as many as 20 to 30% Apple Vision Pro returns are as a result of users not knowing how to set up their $3,500 headsets. It's worth noting that the analysis also indicates that less than 1% of Apple Vision Pro buyers return their headsets, which is impressively low and counter to early reports. Some of the consumers' criticism of the Apple Vision Pro has been the weight of the device and low resolution when it comes to the eyesight feature and virtual desktops. I have heard that. Tons of feedback saying, hey, this thing is very heavy. If you have this on your head for an extended period of time, it is going to get very uncomfortable. It's going to make you want to take it off. And the whole purpose of augmented reality and virtual reality, whatever you want to call it, is to be immersed in that reality, not make you want to get out of it because the damn device that you have on your head is so heavy you can't even bear it any longer. That's the opposite. But yes, that is a significant complaint, because I have heard and seen that so many times on the internet. And then the low resolution, from what I've seen, it doesn't get 2K or 4K. I think it's 1080p resolution, which if you're thinking about an Apple device, yes, they're more so focused on the quality and the precision and consistency of their devices. They don't really care to blow you away with super high specs. So 1080p is expected, or if it isn't 1080p, it's pretty low, but I know it's not 4K. A lower resolution is expected when it comes to Apple. But if they're pricing this thing at $3,500, you damn right I want high resolution. I don't want something that's low resolution just because. You have the technology to create this device, and it's all about your visual viewing experience. How dare you not put a high quality image or viewing experience in that device? That just makes no sense to me. Imagine you spending that much money on a laptop and it only comes in 1080p when you're watching movies or videos or playing video games or whatever you're doing on there. Or even a TV. Imagine you bought a TV that much money. You could buy 2 excellent TVs with that much money, 2 or 3. And imagine it only went up to like 1080p. That's insane. Why are we letting Apple fly with this? They're just doing whatever they want, collecting money because they're Apple, and they're like, oh, people are gonna love it regardless. We're gonna have this massive campaign, make people think they need it. Well, Apple, you didn't get my money. Again, I like Apple, but this was like a slap in the face. Maybe that's just me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did you buy this device? What are your thoughts on this device? And would you buy it in the future should that Gen 2 version come out? Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't fall for these shenanigans. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.